Hi guys, welcome to my channel. A few months ago, I moved from Dubai to Toronto, Canada. I started my research prior to coming to Toronto because I wanted to know what steps I need to take to establish myself here in a new city where I assumed everything's going to be very different from the way it was in Dubai, and I was right. A lot of things are very different. While I was looking for answers to the questions I had in my head, like where do I start, what do I do first, I've looked for YouTubers, bloggers, for any kind of advice online really on that kind of thing, but specifically for Canada. And it turned out to be not an easy task. There are a couple really great YouTubers that give great advice, but mostly that advice, although it is great advice, it is for people who either already live in Canada or they're Americans. So not my story. Maybe later on I can tell you my full story, but it's not the purpose of this video. So I thought to myself, okay, when I come to Canada, I will investigate it all myself because I didn't get all the answers that I needed. It's, I guess, understandable that most of the videos for actors are about the US, about LA, or New York, or Atlanta, not as much Toronto. So I would like to share with you steps that I took when I came to Canada, and some of them I did even before coming. Maybe they will be useful and helpful to some of you or all of you, I hope. So let's get started. Step number 1, headshots, headshots, headshots. I cannot stress this enough, how important it is to have a great set of headshots, not just one, because you have to understand that for different roles, for different characters that you're going to be applying for, or your agent is going to be applying you for, you have to have a variety of headshots. They all have to look like you. They all have to be not overly edited, but at the same time you can't take them with your cell phone, obviously, right? We'll get to it. Like I said, you have to be in a different mood, so that if you're going for a character it's a dramatic role, it's a difficult life story, it's a traumatic almost, you have to look like you're going to fit the role. So when the casting directors, who are very busy people, and agents as well, they'll be going through all the people, all the headshots, they see yours, the 2 seconds that they take looking at it, or these days it's online, they're looking at it online. They have to see that you're going to be a good fit for the role. So you want to look like that person that you, especially if you have an idea about the role or you have a script maybe already, you can see that, okay, here I look more sad, more introverted, and maybe I'll send this one for this role. Or if it's you're playing like a comedic character, bubbly, this in my case like a bubbly girl, or this confident lady, it all will be different headshots. So what do you need to do first? What I did first when I came to Toronto, I found a great photographer, John Breger, hi, who took my headshots. But prior to getting those done, I had to do my research again, and I've looked through portfolios of several photographers in Canada, in Toronto specifically. They all were great, all great, high quality. Again, I can't compare it to Dubai, and maybe I'll talk about it in my next video. It's not the comparison video right now, so I digress. And after doing my research, I decided that I want to look like me on the photos. I don't want to look overly edited. I don't want the light to be like my skin is absolutely flawless, and because I don't want to worry when I come to a callback or sometimes directly to a set. I don't want to look like it's not me. I don't want people to be like, oh my gosh, that girl, she has wrinkles, she has pores, I don't want that. I want people to know what they're getting. I don't want to fool anybody with my perfection on my headshots. So I really liked how John's photos looked very natural, realistic. The lighting was flattering, but not crazy, you know, like not too bright. It was just my style. So that's how I chose my headshot photographer. Of course, you'll do your own research. There's plenty of options. All are great. And by the way, about the pricing, so this is something you have to be ready to invest your money in. It's not a cheap thing, although each photographer has different packages. So you can get just one look, one outfit, just simple package. You get your, you know, you have the same hair, the same outfit, but you have different photos, obviously. So like one look, then you have a couple looks, then you have several looks where you can change your outfits, change your hair, change your makeup. This is what I went for. Oh, and also you can do creative shots, which would be, you know, you get dressed up in something else. You have full body photos, which is great. It's also something that I did. But again, it can be, the prices range from, I want to say 400 Canadian dollars would probably be for like 1 or 2 looks, maybe even one, and then it goes up to 800,000 depending on what you want and depending on the photographer. So you have to do your own research, but make sure you have quality headshots so that the casting directors and agents see you for who you are. They won't be surprised. At the same time, it's the best you can realistically look. And one more thing, for your headshots, you have to understand that, like I said, casting directors are very busy. They often do not have time to even look through a reel or look at your other photos. They just see this one headshot, especially back in the day in the US, in Canada, it used to be all in person. All these things were done in person. You had your printed headshot and you would just go with it everywhere. And this is your one and only, it's like your passport, but in a form of a photo. So yeah, make sure you invest in great headshots. That's the step number 1 I did when I came to Canada. I even started doing my research before coming out. I already booked my session when I arrived. Step number 2, your resume. So for the resume, in my case, I was already an established actress in Dubai. I've done films and series, and I've done theater in Dubai, and I had a list of projects that I could put in my resume. There's a union in Canada called ACTRA, so what I did was I took a sample resume from ACTRA website, and I just put, you know, edited it to fit my story, and that's what I've been using ever since. I put that I'm self-represented because I didn't have an agent. Yeah, so you need to have a resume, do your research, just look at some examples of resumes online. Like I said, for Canada, you could try just taking it off the union website. And if you are a beginner, you should put whatever you can, whatever you've done. If you had a part in a play, in a I don't know, school play, put it on there. Put everything you've done in acting, whatever it is, whatever kind of training you had, whatever it is, just put it on there. But they say that you shouldn't be putting your commercial work on a resume that you're planning to send out to agents even, and to casting directors for roles in film and TV. Which I guess makes sense. You could, in your cover letter, you could just mention that you have a commercial, a list of commercials you've done if you're not a beginner, or your commercial reel, you could, you know, they could get access to it later on. But on your resume, usually you put your work in film and TV. Again, I'm mostly film and TV actress, so everything I'm saying in this video is not about theater, because I mean, I've done theater, but I cannot say that I have a lot of knowledge on theater in Canada, that's for sure. So let's move on. Step number 3 is, okay, my laptop just died and my microphone was connected to it, and I don't have a charger for my laptop right now. My husband took it, and I guess I'll have to keep recording without a mic and then use the audio from my iPhone. which I guess is not ideal, but it's better than nothing because I probably won't have time to do it again. So let's move on. Video, oh my God. Step number 3 is your demo reel. So they call it demo reel here. They call it show reel in other countries. So in my case, again, I have my previous work that I've done. So I didn't pay for it. I just edited it myself. It starts with just like a slide with my name, and then there it goes. Some people put music over theirs. I didn't. I just used just the clips, and I put them. You have to remember, you have to put your best work where you feel like, oh, you're really proud of this one. You put it in the front of the video, because nobody's got time to watch the whole 5 minutes of your video. I'm saying 5 because that's another thing. Don't do that. Make sure your demo reel, show reel, is, they say under 2 minutes. 2 minutes is already too much, they say. So ideally it should be like 1.5 minutes or a minute. In my case, I did it wrong. I had it under 2 minutes, and then I added something and didn't want to delete anything. And I figured, okay, they can watch, if they don't have time, they'll watch half of it, but I will put what I need to put there. So my video is like 2 minutes, 29 seconds. Don't judge me. I guess it's too long. Maybe I'll edit it later. So if you don't have a lot of experience, just put whatever you have on it. Just make sure it's high quality. Make sure you can put monologues there. You can put your classwork there if you're taking acting classes. You can record it at home, record a monologue at home, record a scene with your friends. So just make sure when they turn it on, they see your name, and the next thing they see is that you're a good actor. This is the most important thing. Don't think about, oh my gosh, I didn't do any films, what do I do? Forget about it. And no matter your age, you're always good enough to be an actor if you're passionate about it. Again, maybe I'll talk about it some other time, but I'm a true believer that if people have passion for it, even if they have some skills but they feel like they're lacking, they can learn. Everybody can learn as long as they have, again, a subject for another day, but I feel like to be a good actor, the main thing you should have is empathy. If you're an empathetic person, you're human, you look some way, so you can portray someone. So as long as you have a skill of being empathetic, and you can thus empathize with your potential character, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Just put whatever you have on it, or record something to put on your demo reel, but you should have a demo reel for sure. Step number 4 is registering on industry websites. Find your own work. And this was the 4th step that I did. After I had my new headshots, I had my new resume, and my demo reel. Here I come, Canada, here I come, Toronto, Alina's here. Anyway, so what I did was registered. I was already registered on Backstage, which is one of the website I would recommend. So here, I feel like you need Actors Access, Backstage, Mandy.com, Casting Workbook. I was recommended to download it, to sign up for it by a producer here, and Casting Networks. For all of those, I recommend, if you can afford it, to subscribe to a premium version of each of those websites, because they limit you. Obviously, they need to make money somehow. They limit you with the number of headshots that you can put on there, with the amount of jobs you can apply for if you don't have a full package subscription type. So I highly, highly recommend you get a subscription, which costs, I think for each of those, it's around like $10 a month, Canadian, more or less. Actors Access, I find it to be a bit more expensive because they charge you for every little thing you add. Like you want to add a demo reel, it has to be, you pay, I want to say $20 per minute, $10 per minute. I need to double check that, but I remember it was I thought to myself, oh my. So if you want to add another video, you have to pay again. If you want to add additional headshots, you have to pay, even if you're like already subscribed. So it's a bit expensive, but I did get work from it. I didn't get work from it. I got callbacks from it. I don't think I got work from it yet. Where I did get work from quite a bit was from Mandy and from Backstage, which, by the way, I think they're the same thing now, in the sense that no, you still need both, but I think they merged, or they're the same company now. But I do use both, and not all the jobs that I see are the same, so I recommend having both. And that's where I got most of my jobs in Canada, from those websites. You have to understand also that most of the jobs on these websites are non-union. Some of it is union, but mostly non-union work, which you can make money off of it. You can participate in some great projects. I think if I was maybe younger and just a beginner, I would maybe participate in something even for free, which I did. I did that in Dubai. So yeah, those things are also there. I must admit though, I just unsubscribed from my paid subscription to Casting Networks, because I don't know, I mean, everything I watched before coming here and everything I read said that Casting Networks is the deal. Maybe it is in America. I don't know. I didn't find these 4 months that I've been here, I didn't see any jobs that I was really that excited about on it, and it was, yeah, you know, just a waste of money in my case. I don't want to, you know, try it for yourself, but right now I just have like a basic subscription that I don't have to pay for. I'm gonna see if I'll come back or not, if I see something interesting, which like I said, I did not see it yet. So one more thing about the websites that you need to register on is don't forget about Facebook. Don't forget about social networks. So on Instagram, you can follow, I don't know, maybe on TikTok too, but to be honest, I'm not using it as much. You can follow casting directors. Some of them post jobs directly on their Instagram, especially for commercial acting. And surprisingly, Facebook is great. There's plenty of groups and that post lots of casting calls. The way you find those groups is just in search on Facebook. Just put like Toronto acting, Toronto casting calls, and you'll see there's plenty of groups. I just joined on Facebook. It's joined, right? I joined the ones that had the most members. So yeah, and I did get a job from one of them recently. So yeah, I'd say I recommend Facebook. The next step is acting classes. Again, guys, the order of these steps is just my order. You can mix and match. You can move them around if you like. So the acting classes. This is my pain, because I've audited several places, several acting classes, and I did not fall in love, and I'm not going to any classes these days. Let me explain, okay? I studied acting in Dubai, like I said, I've lived there, in Paris, France, in LA, and what I'm used to is acting classes where it's a group thing, where you guys, hello, you do warm-ups, you do exercises together, you do different scenes together, you do things together, and in the second half of the class you start working on something like your monologue or your scene or whatever the subject of the day is, and by the end of the class you perform it, let's say, or you record it. In Canada, I was surprised to learn that there's none of that. I mean, maybe there is, okay, don't come for me, maybe there is. And I know that I'm originally Ukrainian, and I know that Ukrainian coaches here, at least I know one, Katrine, hi, Bratina, and I've seen from what she's doing, like on Instagram. I didn't join the class, but I've seen it. They do the same thing. It's an active, engaging atmosphere. It's fun. Obviously you're learning, obviously you're practicing your craft, and you recording things if you need them for your auditions and so on. This is the way I'm used to it, and what I've seen in all the acting classes that I audited here, and I even discussed it with one of the agents, like the agencies I've applied to. The person agreed with me that it's a bit weird that in the US even it's different, but here no. So you come to the class and each person has their own monologue or scene, mostly I think scenes, yeah, has their own scene with their scene partner. You sit there, you wait for your turn, which will be like 20 minutes, you'll be on there. There'll be a camera recording, and for the rest of the 3 hours you just sit there, watch others, which is great. I understand you have to watch your peers to get knowledge. You're listening to the commentary of the teacher, of the coach, but to me it felt like a waste of time in a way. Of my time, I don't have 3 hours to just sit there and just watch people. I mean, it's fun for an hour, but then 3 hours I'm personally doing nothing. What am I paying for? I'm not getting it. Like I said, don't come for me, or do come for me, explain to me this please, because I didn't get it. And again, the teachers were great. They were obviously very qualified and great actors and educated and so on and so on. But the format is what I'm concerned about, and I don't even feel like I want to join any of those places because I'm just gonna go and sit there for 3 hours and perform for 20 minutes, and I'm not gonna be learning really anything throughout the remainder of the time. But guys, don't listen to me. I mean, or do, but to each his own. And they say you have to join acting classes. I understand you do, but maybe for me personally, I did not yet find my place for this in Toronto. I'm yet to find it, and I will, because yeah, you have to never stop learning. You have to practice. You have to work on yourself. But I want to do it in an environment where I can be active, proactive in the class. I want to participate in a class as opposed to waiting around. Okay, let's move on. I must mention though that I did attend a workshop by a Canadian actor, and it was very helpful. It was about self-tapes, and I found it very, very useful. It was 4 hours long. It was very engaging, and I loved participating in it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna be attending more of those kinds of things. It was actually at one of the acting schools or acting classes place that I attended. Yeah, so that was cool. Step number 6. When you're ready, you start looking for an agent. You need an agent. Yes, you do. Unless you are a beginner, then you don't need an agent. You'll be fine for some time. Just make sure you record things on your own. You practice, you do monologues, you do scenes with your friends, and you're getting your own work, maybe for free for some time. You'll be fine for some time without an agent. But if you have experience already, eventually you need an agent. If you're a person coming from another country like me, I've worked in Dubai as an actress, and I need an agent, and I still don't have one, and there's reasons for it. I'm gonna talk about it right now. So what I did was I've applied to many agencies with my package, which was my headshot, my resume, my demo reel, and a cover letter, which of course you have to write to each of those agencies. Oh my gosh. So what happened was I did hear back from several. I had phone calls with 3, and I did not feel like I want to sign with any of those 3. So obviously I'm not gonna name them, but one of them, the person was just rude. Another one just I didn't like the reviews that I read about them, although I already applied to only to the agents that I kind of like the reviews about, but for that particular one, I read something later on that I didn't like. And the third one, same story. So I felt like, I don't know. I don't want to sign with this anybody just to have an agent, but maybe if I don't get what I want in a month or two, I probably, maybe, I don't know even if I should say so to myself, maybe I will sign with one of them just for the sake of having an agent. I'm still in doubt. What do you guys think? Maybe you can give me an advice on this. Yeah, but the really, really good ones, so one of the good ones, new ones, small ones, the person directly told me that is concerned about my accent, that obviously English is not my first language. I did live in the US, I did live in English speaking countries for a while. But yeah, obviously I have, like they say here, some kind of an accent. I have some kind of an accent. Some things, I was told some things I say like an American, some things I say as a Ukrainian. I don't know, guys, I don't know. So I was denied by one agency because of that. I'm pretty sure that it may be a deal breaker for some, but at the same time, come on, guys. First of all, I am going to practice my standard American accent. That's what they told me here in Canada I should be practicing. And another thing is there's plenty of actors who have accents, and I'm one of them at the moment. I don't know, maybe I'll get rid of it completely. We'll see. I'm gonna keep on keeping on. What I recommend to you when you're looking for an agent is do your research, read the reviews everywhere, talk to people in your acting classes, in your circle, reach out to people on social media and ask them what do they think of working with this agency. For example, I was doing this commercial, and the guy on set, another actor, he was working with one of the agencies that contacted me and wanted me to sign with him. And I asked him what his experience was, and he said it's phenomenal. He's been working with this person, with this agency for 6 years, I think he said. He was very happy. I don't know, it was the first time he saw me, and I don't know how genuine he was, but that's what he said. So I don't know. Do your own research and follow your gut, your heart, because in my experience, my life experience, it never lies. And at the moment, my gut tells me just hold on a little bit, keep on looking, keep on reaching out to people. And for example, in my case, I did a feature film that I found this role myself on, I want to say backstage. It was very exciting. It was 3 weeks of shooting almost every day. It was a fantastic film. It's coming out in February. I'll share with you later. I had videos that the director kindly allowed me to share with potential agents, or if I needed it in my reel, like playbacks from my scenes, and I had many scenes because it was a lead role. So I've used it as a reason to follow up with the agencies, because now I had something that was Canadian experience, because you gotta have Canadian experience in Canada. They don't take you very seriously when you're coming from abroad. Yeah, so do your research, follow your gut, and find an agent that will really take care of you, because sometimes if it's a big agency, sometimes you can get lost. Sometimes when they have a lot of people on their roster, they don't have time to pay attention to everyone. So in my personal preference would be a small agency where they would really, want to help me develop my career, and they would be more interested in me in particular. Not just, I won't be just one of hundreds. I don't know. How many people are there in big agencies? I don't know. Maybe you know. Just tell me in the comments. Step number 7 is setting up self-taping area in your home. I think it should have been maybe a couple steps earlier, but again, I'm telling you the way I was doing things in that order, and I realized that I need a proper area when I already registered on all those websites, and I started getting audition requests and callbacks, and I needed to record things. So we were kind of in between apartments at the time, and I set up like this small area with a good natural lighting and just plain white background, which I know is not ideal. This is not what you should be doing, and I will tell you what you should be doing. What you should be having is ideally a bluish, I want to say grayish, greenish maybe also background, that your facial features will really stand out. They say you should never be wearing white or black on your self-tapes, but I don't do that. I do wear those colors, and I was told by a producer that it's all outdated. I don't know. What do you think? I was told that as long as it contrasts with your face and with the background, you can wear those colors. And I also don't understand why not. I understand if you're standing in a white shirt on a white background, then probably that's not the best. So yeah, don't do that. So yeah, your background is a solid color, solid wall, or what I'm planning to do is just order like a setup, like on Amazon or something, where it will be a backdrop, right, of a certain color. You can use your iPhone as a camera, or your other brand smartphone, or you can purchase a professional camera, obviously. Make sure you have good lighting. Ideally, you can purchase light. Like for example, I have this one, which is like a handheld little thing that you can put next to your camera, and it will, again, my laptop's dead, I can't connect it to show you how it works, but yeah, the light, it just has different shades, like warm light, cold light, that kind of thing. But you can buy a proper ring light and use it for your self-tapes. Microphone, ideally a little clip-on microphone that will make it much more professional. All of these things I should be getting, not only for my self-tapes, but also for this, because I ended up recording this without a microphone and without a light. Oh my gosh, but I just really wanted to do it today, and I don't have the patience to do it in 3 days, or because yeah, life is busy, you know. I promise you guys, next video will be more professional. So yeah, make sure you set up an area for self-tapes at home so you look professional and you fit the industry standard, so to speak. Step number 8, which is networking. It's something that I have not been doing very well. I've been networking with people on sets of the projects that I've done here in Toronto, and I've made friends. Hi guys, if you're watching. And yeah, so what I do is usually if I meet people from the industry here, I connect with them via social media or messengers, just to stay in touch, because you never know, you know, if you're following someone on Instagram, you can see something that they're doing, maybe you'll get interested, and maybe you can, the other way around, you can invite them to do a project with you, or to record a scene even. So it's always good, you know, to make friends, to network, to attend industry events. Unfortunately, I didn't do that yet. There was, for example, TIFF festival in Toronto. I think it just ended. I missed it. I didn't attend. But from what I've seen, it's on Instagram again, from people's stories, that it was a great event where you could make connections and stay in touch with people. Obviously, apart from it being just fun and nice to meet new people, it can potentially help you in your career in the future. But please, oh please, don't be one of those people. And I've heard it a lot about the US, and I've even noticed it in the US when I went there. Don't be one of those people that talks to people only to get work or to have some kind of financial gain from it. Please, don't be that person, okay? I'm always encouraging others to be genuine, to be open and honest, and I'm not the kind of person that's just gonna oh hi, so what are you doing, Oh yeah, you know what? I can also, I mean, I'm really, oh my gosh, the film that I just did this film. Oh my God, it was amazing. I'm so proud of it. Just like bragging, or like, oh, so what have you been doing? Oh, can you introduce me to this person? Can you introduce me to that person? And then you like, you talk to people only to get something from them. That's not nice. Like, don't be that shallow, okay? There's a fine line, in my opinion, between reaching out to a friend or acquaintance, for example, to be introduced to their agency if they think that you may fit the roster, or if they know that there may be a need. Like I did that, and I think it's fine if you're friends with the person, but meeting people obviously just for your own gain and just reaching out to them just for that, I think it's not nice. Okay, don't do that. This one is like an honorable mention, kind of the union non-union thing. So should you join a union or not? Again, I think if you're a beginner, you definitely should not, but potentially eventually maybe you start to think about it. But again, do your research, and if you're working on union projects, you cannot legally work on non-union projects. That would be breaking the rules. And joining the union gives you benefits, like obviously you can participate in any union project you want, plus the pay is higher per hour, plus you're protected in lots of ways. So you can consider it, but remember that it closes lots of doors for you at the same time. I'm here on a work permit, so I couldn't join a union even if I wanted to. I think I mentioned that already, did I? But one day, maybe, I don't know, you have to have a PR or be a Canadian citizen to do that. So that's something you may also want to consider. And a couple of things I wanted to mention just in the end, and I should tell this to myself, first of all, is that don't stop working on your craft. You have to practice at home. It's like exercising, like to stay fit, you have to exercise, you have to practice, you have to build your muscles. The same thing in acting. You have to practice and work on yourself, and learn new monologues, because that's another thing too. You have to have a number of monologues that you can just go like this, wake up in the middle of the night and just blah, blah, blah. Like you have to have a number of monologues that will show your range as an actor, so you can work on that in your spare time. Obviously you have to work on your voice, on your accent if you have one, like in my case, on your posture, on your even exercising is also a part of it, because as an actor your whole being is your tool, so work on every little bit of yourself. When you're if you're coming to a new country like me, or wherever you're living, really make sure you respect the rules and the laws of the country. You pay your taxes, you get all your paperwork properly done, and you pay for those subscription services on time, and you just have a good credit score, build your credit. Like for example, for me, what credit? I don't know. We've never done that in our lives, and I have to learn to do that now in a new country. Be proactive, but not annoying, okay? Look for jobs every single day on all those websites that I mentioned if you don't have an agent. Stay active and proactive with your agent as well if you do have one. And keep in touch with people, build your network of connections. Be kind, please be friendly, be genuine. I'm wishing you good luck. May all of your wildest dreams come true, and I'm sure you'll be just fine in this industry if you just stick to being yourself and being kind and working hard. I don't believe in miracles and just you laying on the couch and then next day you're a superstar. Maybe it happens, but once in a blue moon. Yeah, so good luck. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you and have a great day. Please subscribe and like this video. Bye.